This is the Todd Shapiro Show on Canada Talks, SiriusXM 167.
Oh, do we have my man on air? Do we have him?
Oh, boy.
We got him, Blau? Oh, we do. We do. From
Carbone
Pizza, Fast Fired. What's your website again, dude?
We got fastfired.ca, and then we got carbonepizza.ca.
Man, Benji, Nasberg, how you doing?
Well, you got me all jacked up with all that app talk you were just saying. We got a nice app, too, for you, Toddy.
Oh, nice app.
But our app, it's a great app. But our app brings you joy because you get pizza with it. So that helps.
I love your story. I want to remind people, because you've been on our show before, but we haven't had you on in quite some time. And so much is happening with Carbone, with Fast Fired. And I'm an inspirational sort of entrepreneurial lover when people can do both of those things. Share entrepreneurial stories and inspire by doing it to show people that you can take control of your own life and do things on a big level. Benji, you're doing that. Tell me just the brief story again for those who might not have heard it the first time.
For sure, Todd. You're a good man, and I appreciate you. That's all you need to know. No, so what we did is a group of friends of mine in 2011 put together a pizza concept, oddly enough, in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Lots of competition in the market, and we decided that there was a unique concept that was kind of growing in the States that we felt we can do well with here. So we created a concept similar and started rolling it out in Winnipeg. We got to 4 corporate stores, within 5 years of operating, which is pretty big for us. And once 2017 hit, we made a pivotal decision to enter into the fast casual quick service space for pizza, which was kind of a new industry. It's not like your pick up from the counter by the slice concept or anything from a $5 lower quality pie. It's the Subway Chipotle approach to pizza, where you're getting a actual high quality product along the line where the cooks are. So you're actually walking and talking and selecting your toppings right then and there, as opposed to ordering it at the counter or from a server. So the concept essentially was, ordering unlimited toppings for one price, using high quality ingredients, sourcing locally, staying true to the recipes and values that we took from our full service concept and rolled it into the quick service one. And lo and behold, we started licensing and franchising those out pretty quickly. And before we even had one of these fast casual operations opened, we sold 7. So prior to that, we were 4 corporate stores, and then within rolling out the concept from a conversation standpoint, we were able to sell 7. So before we even had any construction drawings or any materials selected, we just had the name, the idea, and our previous successes with the restaurant industry to craft where we are today. So now we're scaling the Fast Fired brand across Canada. We've secured deals in countries all over. So we're entering into Australia next year, India, Egypt, Morocco, and we'll eventually get into the States, but that's kind of where it's a little bit more saturated. So when the time is right, we'll enter. But right now we're kind of looking where nowhere else is in this new streamlined pizza approach.
So how many of the sort of smaller shops, Benji Nasberg from Carbone Pizza and Fast Fired Pizza, what how many are you at now?
So in total right now we have 7 stores operating. We have 3 in construction. We have 12 starting within the first quarter of next year. And by the end of 2020, we should have a total of we should be at a total of 26 stores operating. So it's a pretty big year coming up for us.
This is insane. I mean, this is insane. So and like seriously, people listening, you can go and like buy a franchise now, can't you?
Yeah, you can buy just about anything from us. I might even sell you my socks if you're interested, Todd.
Well, that's just disgusting because you're from Winnipeg. Anyone in Winnipeg has gross socks.
Yeah, no, we have great opportunities available. Pretty much anyone who's got experience in restaurants knows how restaurants work. There's a lot of hours spent, just like any business. Restaurants are a little bit different than a typical business. So if there's anyone that's got restaurant experience that, wants to put the brand on their back and roll one of our concepts out, I mean, our best way of reaching us is just by visiting the fastfire.ca website and clicking on the licensing and franchise inquiry and sending us a note there. And we'll have someone get in touch because, we're really excited to be, scaling and growing and, being Canadian. We want to remain in Canada as much as possible and be a brand name that you can recognize anywhere. So anyone
Benji, I know you're from Winnipeg originally. Where now are you starting to see these franchises popping up? You have 7 and soon 12, and whereabouts can people find them?
So right now, all of our operations that are open are in Winnipeg. We have construction started in Saskatchewan, so that'll be our next area where you can visit us. Alberta's coming up. Then we have one in Whistler we're working on, and oddly enough, we'll have 10 in Australia next year. So it's going to be interesting. And on top of it, the concept, our Fast Fired brand, can be, a standalone. Typical restaurant end cap unit of a shopping center, but we also have refurbished shipping containers that we can build the concept in outright, ship it anywhere. It's essentially a full solution to an area that is, has less construction capabilities or maybe a little bit more remote. So we actually build the restaurant fully in a shipping container, ship it off, and it's got a rooftop patio. It's got all the equipment. It's ready to go. Requires a little bit of the, typical services to it for electrical and plumbing, but, it's a very low cost and very unique way to operate the business, and it can be done as a food truck as well. So lots of options.
Very, very cool. And you have some celebrity connections. Pete Evans, a very famous chef out of Australia, working with you, and tell us about one of your most, if you're allowed to, one of your most recent investors that I think a lot of Canadians would know.
Yeah, so Pete Evans is a big asset for the menu. We're super excited to have him on board, and we have the biggest one from the Canadian aspect will be Kelly Olynyk, who, as the sports guys out there and girls know, starting center of the Miami Heat, who is just crushing it right now. So he's one of our our big assets. We're extremely happy to have him on board. Eventually he'll be, opening up some restaurants himself that he'll be able to help support his communities that he's grown up in. And, I have to shout out Andrew Harris as well from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who's got us to the CFL finals coming up. We're playing Hamilton on Friday, as you would know. And the Grey Cup's coming to Winnipeg. In my opinion, we have Andrew Harris as an investor as well, and one of our brand ambassadors, and he's a big player in the game, especially for the Winnipeg audience.
Dude, listen, I love this story. I'm being very sincere. I think people know, we're doing work together. I also invested in your company. And look at the names you get behind it. These are guys that have opportunities. Let's be honest. When you're a professional athlete, you get a lot of different opportunities, but they invested in you. They're investing in this brand, and people get it. People love you, but people just love the pizza. I mean, and it's, let's be honest. You're making it healthier, you're making it better, and you're making it faster.
You got it. And that's the way to do it. You got to keep true to the things that matter. And to us, it's about the quality. It's about the guest experience, making sure everyone's happy from all fronts, and giving everyone a unique experience where the price is right. Because, it's all about customization and affordability in our opinion, but not taking away from any of the quality approach and sourcing product as locally as possible. So, those are our values, and that's what we push for. And we want to, be sustainable and give back and, do all things right to, be a big leader for a Canadian company.
Selfishly, when are we going to see one in Toronto?
We're working on 2 as we speak. So give us, we should be good to go second quarter of 2020 in operation. We'll get you there. We'll do a little live on air. How about that?
100%, my man. And Benji, who's going to win the Grey Cup this weekend?
The big W, obviously.
What's the score going to be?
Don't ask questions you know the answer to, Toddy.
You're such a dude. You're hilarious. What's the score going to be? I mean, listen, I don't like anything out of Hamilton, so I'm fine with that answer.
I'm feeling like a 33-17. So if you're a gambler out there, I would say Winnipeg on the over.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what the over-under is. It could be around 50, actually.
Should be around there.
So, I mean, and is there a lot of hype going on in Winnipeg right now?
Insane hype right now. Like, everyone was losing their minds last weekend, and it's great energy. No one cares about the snow as they ever would because everyone's used to it here, but everyone's just jacked up. It's like it's a breath of fresh air. Like, we haven't been this deep for since 1990, I believe. So it's an amazing feeling right now, and it's bringing everyone back to the good old days.
It's interesting because, as you know, in Toronto, I mean, the Argonauts not necessarily as well received as football out, in different areas in Canada for the CFL. We sort of take it for granted, and of course, we got the NBA, we got even we got you have hockey too, but it's funny because the Argos aren't as loved as definitely the Rough Riders, the Bombers. I mean, I think the Ottawa franchise sucks, but and they're even thinking of bringing a team out east. So it's nice to know that I got to be honest, it's nice to know the CFL is thriving in other cities. It really is. Yeah,
no, Winnipeg's 100% behind the Bombers all throughout the year. We lost the Jets, as you know, for quite some time. So, the Bombers were the main thing keeping us together from the sports side. Obviously we follow the Raptors as our NBA team, just like everyone else in Canada. But this is a big weekend for Winnipeg. It's great to feel this energy. It's awesome.
Very cool. Benji Nasberg from Carbone Pizza and Fast Fired Pizza. So, and then I might as well ask you the business side of stuff. What are the plans to go public for your company?
So we've been working super hard actually for the past year, and we're in a position right now where, assuming all of our professionals on both ends, if we can get all the workload off of everyone's plate and into the right hands, we should be in a position to be publicly traded just before the end of this year.
My goodness. I mean, like within the next 6 weeks type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we've been going back and forth for quite a bit, and it's at a point where we are in a position to be publicly traded literally by the middle of December. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a ton of work. Everyone's working super hard on our end, which is great. Everyone's just literally spending countless hours to get us through to the point where we can start celebrating, and all while we're focusing on the business as well and scaling, and and now this weekend celebrating a big accomplishment for the Bombers. So it's just we're trying to keep everyone focused, and especially with the holidays coming up, trying to get everything done well in advance so we can have a really good holiday season and have many more investors come into the group from the public market aspect. So definitely keep an eye out.
Yeah, and as you know, I'm a big fan of the public markets. I think it's actually some of the best marketing you can get as well. You get investors, you get people who love your pizza, and then they can. And I can't give financial advice, by the way, but when you're eventually public, people can look to what the company, their expansion plans. Listen, you know me, I'm a nut when it comes to public markets. I'm really excited for you guys, and also really excited as an investor, quite honestly. So let's have some fun with it.
We appreciate the support, and I think you might be our biggest celebrity, Todd, now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah, right. Pete Evans is massive, dude.
Yeah, I love it.
Although, did Pete Evans just talk to Naughty by Nature?
Oh, yeah?
Dude, I just said Naughty by Nature on the first. You coming up on the back half of the show. I got Tito Ortiz and KSI. I mean, it's a pretty big show, and you're on it.
That is savage. I love it. Now I feel real honored. I was just happy to talk to you, but now I'm all feeling fuzzy.
Hey, buddy, you're gonna, you're the CEO of what's gonna one day be one of the largest pizza franchises, in my opinion, on the planet. So let's celebrate this. This is huge.
Let's get it, baby.
Well, listen, I can't wait to have some more of your pizza. I've had it out in Winnipeg, but I can't wait to try some more when it's closer to home in Toronto, and we'll be going out that Winnipeg way at some point as well and broadcasting and celebrating everything you're doing. So thank you very much, Benji Nasberg. What are the websites again?
We got www.fastfire.ca, and then we got carbonepizza.ca.
Dude, have yourself an amazing weekend. Good luck to all the Winnipeggers and Hamilton. Listen, I don't care if you're from Hamilton or Winnipeg. Good luck to both of you. It's a big weekend. I know our boss went out there to go and watch the Cup and Grey Cup and report on it. So I like to hear that football's alive and well in this country. I really do. Sometimes we chirp it here in Toronto because, like I said, we got the Blue Jays, the Raptors, we got so much going on. But we want it to do well, and we want and I'm because I work with Benji. I'm just going to say I'm going for I'm rooting for Winnipeg this weekend. Okay.
My man, love it.
Cheers, dude. Thank you very much. Cheers to Benji Nasberg.
This is the Todd Shapiro Show on Canada Talks, SiriusXM 167.